No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
That's right, Boydie.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day, right? Please stand. Let's sing together. This is who we are, and we feel the love whenever we're together. This is why we're here, to serve the world and one another, see the higher way, and to remember why we're here today, to love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember who we are. This is where we grow and find the truth that always sets us free. This is where we play and enjoy like-minded company. A place where we can share our joy and pain. A place where everybody knows your name as we love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember who we are. And in remembering to love and serve, we're transforming lives that transform the world as we love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember to love, serve, and remember who we are. Love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember, love, serve, and remember who we are. And remember who we are. And remember who we are.
Great new song. Thank you, Richard, for that beautiful song. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those of you watching us on Facebook Live and on our website today. How exciting is that? Hello from Unity Renaissance. Our men's group is on retreat this weekend. They're on their, yes, a few are back. A few came back early. They're on their fall retreat, and they sent us a very special video greeting. So we're going to share that right now. We love our mighty men of Unity. So it's sweet of them to think of us, and we know we're connecting with them in spirit this very moment. Well, Unity is positive, practical, progressive Christianity. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. And with that in mind, from this beautiful consciousness of love, here in Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. And each and every one of you, beautiful souls, looking so radiant today, and all of you watching online, each and every one of you is an expression of God. How cool is that? And we know that when we recognize that about ourselves, when we realize that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, we tune into that beautiful divine light within us and we behold it in one another, that beautiful light just grows and grows, and it shines out ever more brightly to bless the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, together, we transform lives that transform the world. I love hearing that. And that's the truth. We are transforming lives that transform the world. Before we go into our opening prayer, I just want to share with you one thing we're doing a little bit different this morning. When you came in, you should have received a little colored blessing like this, a little affirmation, a little prayer. If anybody did not get this, please raise your hands nice and high, and the ushers will bring you one. Have a few over here, Linda. This is for our divinity salute today. Keep your hands up. They'll get to you. Thank you. Some over here. Beautiful. Our theme today is about giving and receiving. And so when you came in this morning, you were given a gift, you received this blessing. And in our divinity salute today, we will exchange them. And so that you are now sharing your blessing with someone else, and they are sharing theirs with you. So I'll let you know when that's happening. And now it's my great joy to welcome up for our opening prayer, Sam Akampong, a member of our prayer team for our Turning Point campaign.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance.
Good morning, Sam.
Are we live streaming? I think I need to brush up my camera presence. Now that I have your attention. I am honored once again to present the opening prayer as a member of Turning Point's prayer team. You are invited to join us at noon daily, wherever you are, if possible, as we affirm Spirit's grace, guidance, and our positive action towards a successful facility expansion. Turning Point. With joy and gratitude setting the tone, let us take in a deep breath, exhale, and go to heart space. Father, Mother God, Divine Essence, Life, Spirit, we acknowledge your power, your presence, and your expression as all there is, including us. We acknowledge you working through us and actively assisting us, facilitating the goals and dreams that you have planted in our hearts and in our minds, as individuals and as a church. Acknowledging this, Father, Mother God, we unequivocally make room for grace to fill our lives. We recognize, identify, and release any thoughts of unworthiness, feelings of unforgiveness, apathy. Please go and vote. Jealousy, animosity, unkindness, grief, hatred, and indeed any aspect of life that constitutes a spiritual block. I affirm that our entire being is open to endless grace, grace as infinite as Spirit itself is, expressing through us and as us. Let us allow grace to unblock the flow of good in our lives, and let us share this good with others, giving as freely and as bountifully as we have received. Let us especially remember Turning Point, our drive towards the expansion of our beloved 30-year-old church facility. Let us remember what we have received and continue to receive from Unity Renaissance, this church, especially with respect to spiritual transformation. Transformation as witnessed by the cardboard testimonies from last week, in which we congregants described how we felt before we discovered Unity Renaissance and how we feel now. Let us love, let us serve, let us remember who we are. Embracing all of life's good with joy and gratitude, let us allow grace to flow through us. I affirm that we feel, that we know, that we allow Spirit to execute mighty works through us all. The Board of Trustees, Reverend Paula, all our sub-ministries, the congregation, even the planners, architects, builders, electricians, and plumbers, everyone. I affirm that grace abounds in the lives of all who have anything to do with Turning Point, resulting in its mighty success. In agreement with all members of this church and with Spirit, I release this prayer, sending it forth in accord with our vision and our mission, knowing that it returns with phenomenal results and then some. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you all, and so it is. Amen.
Laying it down, brother. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce our musical guest this morning. I met Donna Marie Carey probably 30 years ago when I was music director at Unity Church in Nashville. She would come and visit us from Kentucky. And one of our congregants, Diane, told me, I know this lady who's a great singer. Her name's Donna Marie Carey. I went, I know her. So I'd love to bring her in. So it took us a few months, but we got her here. And Donna's a longtime musical artist. She's a facilitator of A Course in Miracles. She's birther and director of Women of Wisdom. She's a music and movement teacher in the Montessori schools and a natural storyteller. She tells through her music. And her message of forgiveness and love continue to bless thousands across the country. She visits Unity churches and other New Thought centers, as well as Course in Miracles conferences all over. So let's have a warm welcome for Miss Donna Marie Carey this morning. Yeah.
And let's all stand, please.
Thanks, Blake.
Hello? There I am. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. If it's comfortable, turn to the person next to you or in back of you and sing this song to each other. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
In that beautiful spirit of sharing, I invite you to join me in our divinity salute as we turn to exchange our blessings with one another. And I will share mine with the folks watching online. At every turning point, I rejoice in abundant possibilities. Join me now in our divinity salute together. The divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Oh, what a beautiful song, and thank you for leading us in that, Donna Marie, and welcome. We're happy to have you here. Good morning. My name is Star Janecki, and it is my pleasure and privilege to be your platform host today. I'll be reading the daily word, and our word today is grace, Sunday, November 4th, 2018. Would you please join together as we read today's affirmation? With joy and gratitude, I embrace all of God's good. The Gospel of St. Luke tells us the story of a father who is willingly dividing his property between his two sons. After wasting his inheritance and then experiencing extreme poverty, the younger son returns home humbled. When the young man declares his unworthiness to be called son, his father responds by giving him gifts and celebrating his homecoming. Surely this young man experienced grace. Like the prodigal son, I may feel unworthy. Feelings of unforgiveness may also block the flow of good in my life. As I recognize and release these thoughts and feelings, I open my entire being to God's grace. With joy and gratitude, I embrace all of God's good. Today's reading is based on Luke 15, verse 31. Then the father said to him, "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours." Today, after the service, we have prayer chaplains located in our chapel who are available for your prayer support with your challenges and celebrations. All you need to do is step into the chapel and they will greet you. I'm going to have our chaplains for today stand. Please do, Grace and Sam. And now I'm going to ask all of you to stand for the Lord's Prayer.
Holy Creator, we praise your name. Your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
praise your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your will in heaven,
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done,
the same.
on earth as it is in heaven.
Supply our needs,
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts,
your
as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
temptation.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever.
Into your fold, for all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. Please be seated.
Hello? I have the right to live. Life is only what I make it. Whatever direction I choose, the sky is the limit. Now watch me as I'm flying, learning to be free. There's no limit to the distance I can go. I'm as free as far as I believe. When I put my mind to it, I believe I can do it. There's no limit to what I can be. I can go the extra mile with one breath left within me. I have all the strength that it takes, and the winds will carry me if I'll only spread my wings. I will be flying. There's no limit to the distance I can go. I'm as free as far as I believe. When I put my mind to it, I believe I can do it. There's no limit to what I can be. Can you spread your wings? Let's go fly. There's no limit to us. There's no limit to what we are, to what we were created to be, what we are in this world, in our lives, in others' lives. There's no limit to us. Let's just feel the breeze, the winds of spirit lift us above all chaos into the ethers of truth. Feel it, know it. There's nothing holding me back. I can choose to follow my dreams. I have the power, the love right now within me. Now watch me as I'm flying. Life has no limits, and I'm gonna live it. There's no limit to the distance I can go. I'm as free as far as I believe. When I put my mind to it, I believe I can do it. There's no limit to what I can be. There's no limit to what I was created to be. Yeah.
He's got the spirit. 2 years ago, when my son Ben found out that he was going to be a father, he was filled with anticipation, but also a lot of fear. He worried that he wouldn't be a good father, that he wouldn't know what to do. And he knew that having a child would change his and Riley's life completely. And he wasn't really sure he was ready for that. And so Thanksgiving 2 years ago, we went down to Charleston, and I went for a long walk on the beach with my son, Ben. And I told him then that I was absolutely certain that he was going to be an awesome father. He's always had such a sweet and loving heart. And I told him that anything he needed to know, he would learn. And then I told him, there is nothing like the love you feel for your own child. It's really indescribable. And that love gives you the strength and the energy to do what you thought you couldn't do. And then I gave him this example. So after we came home from the hospital, I would have Ben, I'd hear Ben crying in the middle of the night. He was my firstborn. And I would lie there in bed, so tired, so tired. And I would dread getting up out of my nice warm bed to go feed him. But as soon as I walked into his room, walked beside his crib and picked him up, saw his radiant face, and held him to me, I was wide awake. And I felt like the luckiest person in the world. Everything changed. And those middle of the night feedings actually became a very sacred and special time for us. Everybody else was asleep, and it was like we were in our own little world. And I said to Ben, when you give to your child, it's like you're giving to yourself. From self to self. And he said, thank you for telling me that. Well, little Vivian was born 15 months ago. And her mother, Riley, is magnificent, incredible mother. And Ben has indeed already proven to be a very devoted and loving father. And here's how he looks now. There's little Vivian. There they are. I hope you're watching Ben. Totally embarrassing him, but at least he's at home. Anyway, but anyone who takes a toddler to Disney World, you've got to give them a lot of credit, right? But the truth is that he was head over heels in love with her from the very beginning. And giving just seemed to pour out of him so naturally. And so that I went down to visit them the week after she was born. And as I was leaving after that week of being with them, I was standing there talking to Ben, all bleary-eyed and sleep-deprived. And I said, Ben, hang in there. It's going to get easier and more fun. And he looked at me and he said, it's already fun. I thought, wow, he really gets this. And it strikes me that that is the way giving is meant to feel. It is meant to feel natural and loving and fun. It is our nature to give, and if we are giving from our hearts, there's an intrinsic joy in that, is there not? And as we continue to grow in our spiritual understanding, we realize that it is not only when we give to our child or our partner or our best friend that we are giving from self to self, but indeed that is the case when we give to anyone out there, because we're all connected. You see, it doesn't seem that way sometimes. I like the island metaphor, so we appear like separate islands out there, each person in their own world, separate from each other. But underneath the surface, we're all connected. We're all part of the same body, the same family of humanity. So that when we give, we are strengthening the foundation under us all. It all intertwines and it all interconnects. This is the message Jesus was communicating in Matthew 25, verses 31 through 40. A particularly timely message today. And it's called in the Bible the judgment of nations. And Jesus tells his listeners that when the Son of Man comes and ascends his throne, he will tell those at his right hand, come, you that are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. And the righteous will answer him, Lord, when was it that we saw you hungry and gave you food, or thirsty and gave you something to drink? And when was it that we saw you a stranger and welcomed you, or naked and gave you clothing? And when was it that we saw you sick or in prison and visited you? And the king will answer them, truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these who are members of my family, you did it to me. You see, we're all one. And when we give and serve and help others, whether we know them or not, whether they are different from us or not, we too are blessed. It all circulates. And Jesus says in Luke 6:38, give and it will be given to you. You know this one. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure you get back. And of course, we sing that every Sunday as part of our love offering. Give and it's given back to you. And as we sing it, we're acknowledging that as we give, so we receive. And we know that our good will be increased and multiplied and will come back to us. But what we often overlook is that in the very moment of giving, we are receiving. Right? In that exact moment, as we give to someone else, we feel it inside of ourselves. We too are blessed. You know, here at Unity Renaissance, we're big on hugging. Did you notice? We like to hug, and we're very good at it. We practice a lot. First, let me say, if anyone ever comes here and you do not want to be hugged, for whatever reason, when you come in the door, when you're here for the divinity salute, just put out your hand or bow, and we, of course, will honor that. But I love the hug as a metaphor for the simultaneous experience of giving and receiving. Because is it not true that when I give you a hug, I am also receiving a hug? You see, it is happening in that very instant of heart connection where we feel a sense of oneness. You see, giving expands our spirit. It increases our sense of the goodness of humanity, and it also makes us feel better about ourselves, doesn't it? You feel lifted when you give. The other day, actually yesterday, I was at the grocery store, and I was putting my groceries in. I looked across, and there was an elderly man, quite elderly actually, and he was getting his groceries into his car, and he was, sort of struggling with it. And I thought, I'm quite certain that man lives all by himself. And so I said, would you like me to return your cart for you? I mean, what a simple thing, right? Would you like me to return your cart? And he smiled and was so surprised. He said, sure. But what was so amazing was how I felt. I just felt like euphoric. I can actually do something for this man. I can make his day a little bit better, his burdens a little bit lighter. You see, as we give, we receive in the very act of giving. Giving is an act of love, and it is also an act of faith. So consider this. When you give freely, you are acknowledging that your source is God, that there's never any lack. You can give and you can know that you will be refilled, your well will be refilled, your good will be refilled because you're in the flow, and our God is an abundant God, and there's enough for everyone. And so you give from that feeling of largesse, that feeling of great knowing within you, that you're going to be okay. You have enough to spare. How good it feels to give that. Some of you may have heard of Eknath Easwaran. He's a great spiritual teacher, one of my favorites. In fact, he started the Blue Mountain Meditation Society. And he said this, in the spiritual lore of India, it is said that God whispered only one word in our ears when he sent us into the world. Give. Give freely of your time, your talent, your resources. Give without asking for anything in return. This is the secret of living in joy and security. And he goes on to say, we needn't rescue the whole world or even a city or a neighborhood. We begin with those around us. And that's what we do here, is it not? We begin with ourselves, giving to ourselves to heal, to recover, to strengthen ourselves. Then we give to one another, and it just expands out from there. And the number of ways in which we are serving within these walls, but also beyond these walls, is vastly increasing. You know why? Because we're getting more and more people in here with beautiful, wonderful ideas, with great gifts to give, and that willingness to commit to making a difference. And so this energy that we feel when we're here, it's that great energy of creativity and the joy of giving. When people show up and are willing to share and to give their gifts, amazing things happen. We have solar panels on our roof right now, 66 of them, because one person came forward and said, I think we should put solar on our roof, and created the team that did that. We have a Panera Bread distribution every Tuesday night because Teresa Cyrus came forward and said we should be a part of that. And now we are. So many different things. Our prayer shawl ministry, the Unity Sisterhood, just goes on and on, where people have felt called into service in some way. And they are freely giving their gifts. We have the most amazing volunteers here. Go up to any one of them and ask them what it feels like to give. And I bet they'll tell you that it's a joy, because that's why we're here. One of our chairs of our Turning Point campaign, Tony Porton, he and his wife are the co-chairs of the campaign. So listen to this. So Tony is the head of our men's group. He's the secretary on our board of trustees. He goes out on the first Saturday of each month to help feed the homeless in the Breakfast on the Streets program that we have. He's been a tutor at Thurgood Marshall Elementary. And I don't even know what else, but there's a lot. Maintenance fix-it guy, yeah. And last week he said, I've learned that the more I give, the happier I am. Now, I'm not suggesting that you give until you're all exhausted or falling apart or anything like that. But the fact is that most of us can give more than we are giving. It's just a kind word, just being there, showing up, speaking up, making a difference, hugging if the person wants it. I have the great blessing as your minister of having many, many opportunities to give to people and be blessed by that giving one-on-one. But I also tithe to Unity Renaissance because together we can give in so many big, expanded, and amazing ways. It is incredible that we start, it's not just a ripple that we're sending out, it is a major wave. It is a major wave where people can know what we're about here. What you put into the offering basket, you may not realize all the impact that it has. So let me give you a little sense of that. Because of our donations, your donations, we are able to pay for the books and the supplies for our children. We're able to provide the welcome bags and the daily words for newcomers so they feel spiritually fed here. We're able to put banners out on the street to let people know that we are showing films here to raise consciousness. Because of you, we're able to pay the electric bill, the gas, the sewage, the water, the cleaning service to keep it nice and clean here. Because of you, we're able to pay the people to mow the lawn out here. Because of you, we have an angel fund. So when someone's in crisis in this community, we can give them a little extra help. Thanks to your contributions, we are now live streaming. We are live streaming. We're reaching out to the world. How cool is that? And we have an up-to-date website. We're able to pay for that, to have people who keep it current. That is our big magnet for how people find us at Unity Renaissance. And thanks to you, we're able to provide for the livelihood of a small but mighty and very dedicated staff so that you have professional administrative assistants and financial management, incredible music, wonderful education services here, workshops, events, on and on and on. Because together we make amazing things happen. There's just that appreciation of the ways in which when we all step up and we all give, we make an ever bigger difference in this world. There are so many people out there who are hurting. There are so many people that need a place like this. Think about it. Think about how you felt before you came to Unity Renaissance and how you feel now. People are out there hurting and they're lost, and so many people are looking for a place where they can come and be honored and accepted and welcomed for exactly who they are. And that is our special gift here. That is what we are able to give, and we give it freely, and we give it with joy. Some of you may have heard of the wonderful American poet Gwendolyn Brooks, and she said this: "We are each other's harvest. We are each other's business. We are each other's magnitude and bond." Isn't that beautiful? We are in this together, not just in this room, but around the world. We are in this together. And when we give our gifts, our talents, our ideas, our abundant good, when we give, it comes back to us, and we in turn are lifted by it. So I recognize that there's nothing quite as tender as giving to a newborn baby or a little granddaughter in my case, but at the same time, I'd like to invite you as you go forward into your day and into your week to notice the times that you have an opportunity to give. And when you have that opportunity, however simple or small it might be, a kind word, opening a door, helping put the cart away for the guy in the grocery store parking lot, whatever it is, take that opportunity to go into your heart and rekindle that same sense of feeling that you get when you're giving to your dearest beloved. Remember that you're giving from self to self. So open your minds, open your hearts, open your hands, and open your arms. Give and be blessed. Let's turn now to our meditation. I invite you to take a deep breath in and release and let it go. Laying aside any concerns or busy thoughts, any worries on this day, and just feel yourself filled with the beautiful light and presence of Spirit, your true nature. Breathe into this sacred moment, into the very center of your being. And behold that beautiful light that is there, shining out through you even when you don't realize it. And that is always seeking greater expression through you and as you. I invite you to appreciate that God is doing a mighty work through you. God's not finished with you yet. There is still more to do and be and give. Tapping into this endless source of good within us, we know that we are up to whatever is before us, and further that we give in abundant joy. I invite you to turn within to the center of your being and rest there for a few moments in gratitude in the silence. We give thanks, remembering that we are here to love and serve and remember who we are. And give thanks for the many ways in which Spirit opens up opportunities for us to give of our love and to be blessed in return. And for for this glorious experience of life, for the giving and the receiving. We're so grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
Hey, a little postscript to what I was sharing about how the many ways in which you're having impact that you may not realize. You know, Unity Renaissance, we tithe on what is tithed to the church every month. And so every month we send support, financial support to Silent Unity. It's the 24/7, any time of day or night, any time of the week, prayer ministry of Unity at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. And they pray with about, I think it's around 4,000 callers a day from all over the world, all different faith backgrounds, absolutely free. We also give to Message of Hope, which sends spiritual materials, free daily words to people all over the country who are incarcerated. And we give to Unity Online Radio that broadcasts positive, uplifting programs free for anyone who wants to tune in. And also, you may not know this, but in the past 2 months, the Board of Trustees has decided we've given our miscellaneous tithe, so we tithe on the tithe, to churches in Florida and also in North Carolina that are recovering from the devastation of the hurricanes that hit there. So much good comes from our giving. And what a perfect prelude to our love offering. So I invite you to turn within to your own heart space, give in gratitude, and know that you are receiving as you give. And today I'd like to invite everybody to put something in the basket, however small it may be. I don't care if it's a penny, I don't care if it's a dime. You could put in a lottery ticket if you'd like, whatever you want. But just as a means of just experiencing how good it feels to participate in that. All right, well, the ushers, please come forward. And please join me now in our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Giving, it's giving back to you. Giving, it's giving back to you. Giving, it's giving back to you. Press down, shaking together, running over. Making good measure, it's giving
Cause and effect. What you give is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. It's a law like gravity. You may think that what you think has no effect at all. But what you give is what you get. It's the law. Cause and effect. What you give is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. It's the law like gravity. What goes up must come down. What goes out must come around. Nothing you can do to change it. It's a law, so just accept it. Come on and accept. What you give is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. It's a law like gravity. Sow your seeds on fertile ground. Your storehouse will have plenty. Keep your love all to yourself, and you won't have any. Cause and effect. What you give is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. It's a law like gravity. What goes up must come down. What goes out will come around. Nothing you can do to change it. It's a law, so don't deny it. Just accept it. Cause and effect. What you give is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. It's a law like gravity.
Ushers. Hey, those of you watching online, I don't want you to feel left out, so take a moment to go to that donate button on our website there or Facebook Live. We would love to have you experience the joy of giving also. So take a moment to do that. Appreciate your watching today. Hello there. It's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, anyway. All right, just take a moment to turn to gratitude within, feeling the blessings of this day and the great joy of being together in spiritual community. Sweet Spirit, we're so grateful for this beautiful place and all these beautiful people. We give thanks for the joy of giving and the joy of receiving. Thank you, and so it is. Amen. Thanks. Bye. It's a little confusing. Well, now we have something very, 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 very exciting to share with you. Come on up, Lisa Fortin. So as you know, our Turning Point campaign has been in progress for the past, I guess this is the fourth week. It has one more week to go. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But we have been holding meetings with some of our advanced givers, people who have given considerable amounts in the past or came to those early meetings. And so today we would like to announce the total that has been pledged so far.
Okay, so this is exciting news. I'm feeling very grateful right now. Thank you, everyone. So we have a number that we're going to display shortly, and I will tell you that since that number's been displayed, it has already changed. So the number that we have raised so far is $329,486.
Actually, it's gone up.
It's gone up to $359,000.
Can you believe that? That's just so amazing. That's from 38 givers.
Yes, from 38 people, which represents about 10%. So just think what we can do with the other 90%. I know we can make it. As you may recall, we had 3 tiers. The first tier was $300,000, which we have already said goodbye to. And the first tier was if we couldn't make our $300,000, we were going to have to relook at our plan. If we get to $600,000, we will be able to have our education wing and all the things that go with that with a small amount of debt. If we hit $900,000, we will have all that we want and we will have no debt with it. So it was so exciting. I got to tell you, I feel so blessed to be a part of this, both Tony and I. And I just want to appreciate you all because I know that everyone is stretching and giving, and we're going to make it.
Yeah, we're going to do this. We're doing this.
Yes, we're doing it.
I love it. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. It makes me cry every time I think about it. So for those of you who have not yet had an opportunity to turn in your promise card, let me explain a little bit what's coming up. So this week you will be receiving in the mail your promise card, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute, explain to you how to fill that out. And you also are getting in that envelope an invitation to our birthday party next Sunday. It's Unity Renaissance's 30th birthday, and so we are celebrating the conclusion of the activity around the campaign. That's our promise day for the campaign, but also is our 30th birthday. And so we are asking everyone to bring your promise card as your birthday present to Unity Renaissance. And now I'm going to tell you how to fill it out. So on the front side of it, back one please. Thank you. On the front side of it gives you an idea how we can get to 600,000 if we get this many gifts for these many amounts. But you can also use this to calculate how much you would like to give. So for example, if you want to give $69 a week, well, say $46 a week, or if you think you can spare $200 a month, this is for 3 years. Over here tells you what that total will come to. So it really adds up. Even just $17 a week, you'll be giving $2,700 to the campaign over the span of 3 years. So it's really amazing. Let's go to the next one. So this is how you fill it out. We're going to begin on the right. You put your name on the name line, not somebody else's name, your name, and you're going to print very carefully and legibly. And then you put your address very carefully and legibly, and then their city, state, and zip, and your phone where you can be reached, and your email. And again on the email, print very clearly and legibly. All right? And then over here explains, so there's a variety of ways in which you can give. If you would like to just make an initial gift, like let's say next Sunday when you turn in your card, you think, well, I think I'll just give $50 or $20 or $10 or whatever it is. Put that amount on here, and you can actually give it next Sunday if you would like. You might want to make an initial gift and do something on a weekly or monthly basis. So that gives you the options here. You can give weekly for 156 weeks, monthly for 36 months, or annually for 3 years if you want to do that sort of regular giving. So you fill in one of those, not all three of those. I guess you could. No. Anyway, you pick up one of those and fill it out. And or you can give a one-time gift. Maybe you know that you're going to have some income that you can share in a year or a year and a half or something like that, or you know that you want to make a lump sum gift, so you can put that right there on that line. And then there's a box that says, we cannot participate at this time, but will remain open to spiritual guidance and hold this initiative in prayer. And you sign here, and then over here, if you would like to give in some way other than cash, we are accepting donations of stocks, bonds, securities, personal property, appreciated real estate, paid-up insurance policies. You get the idea. So the way this works, I explained this in the last campaign, is you're giving, think of it as having two pockets. So when you give to church operations, when you put something in the love offering basket on Sundays, that is coming out of your regular flow of funds in your life, your paycheck, whatever income is coming regularly through your life. When we have a campaign such as this one, the opportunity is there for you to give from a different pocket. This is perhaps out of your savings. It could be stock. It could be something that you can sell and donate the proceeds from. So it's a little bit more creativity there, but it's not meant to be taking it out of your regular flow unless that is the best way for you to give. Now, one more thing I want to say. What means the most to us at this church and on this campaign committee is to have 100% participation. And I say that because I don't care how much it is. If you put in a penny, if you put in $1, because the energy of 100% of people giving raises the vibration and makes this an incredible vortex of energy for incredible things to happen here. And so with that said, if there are any of you who are really in a struggle, who think I can't give even $1, I really am up against the wall, please see me after the service and we will find a way to help you give. Okay? All right, and that explains that. So look for that in the mail. Be coming to you this week, and we will also have the promise cards available to you next week. And please plan to join us for this birthday party. It's going to be so much fun. Big cake. Judy Meyer will be here, our founding minister. Richard's debuting the Turning Point song. A lot of good things happening. So we only have one service that day at 11 a.m. So you'll be okay. The 9 a.m. people, I hope they're paying attention. Come at 11 a.m. We're all going to be together for this, okay? And thank you, and thank you, and thank you so, so, so much. All right, Star, come on up. Give yourselves a hand, folks. Doing amazing things. So this is the time when we welcome those who are here for the first, second, or third time today. If you're a newcomer to Unity Renaissance, please raise your hand, holding up the appropriate number of fingers, 1, 2, or 3. She's here for the second time. We've got somebody right here on the front row. Elise? Great. Keep your hands up till they come around. There we go, Anna. Nice. So if you're here for the first time, there's a card in your bag. Fill it out. Take it in. She walked right by you. Anna, right here. It's okay. All right, if you're here for the first time, there's a card in your bag. Fill it out, take it into the bookstore, and you can get a free copy of a previous CD, previous service on CD. When you come back for the second time, you get 2 CDs. One is Positive Uplifting Music from Empower Music and Arts. The other is Classic Unity Prayers and Recordings. And when you come back for the third time, your next time, you get a copy of the daily devotional from Unity called The Daily Word. So thank you for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you.
Well, also, for any of you who have activities that are planned on Tuesday, a day or evening, please note that we will be closed all day because we are a polling place and we don't interrupt them. So please remember that Tuesday we're all closed. And go and vote at your precinct, or if this is yours, come on back and vote. That's really important to all of us.
Big, big election, a lot at stake. I already mentioned the birthday party next Sunday, so please plan to be here for that. It's just going to be a spectacular day together.
And on Tuesday, the 13th, please join us for our TED Talks. This coming Tuesday, it's going to be from Dawn Smith, who was raised in a religious cult, and she's going to shed light on why it was so difficult for her to come out of that when that's all that she ever knew. Tuesday, the 13th, 7 p.m. Discussion afterwards, always great.
And I'm very excited that Jeanne de Kian is coming back here. She is the author and, she's the translator and publisher of the Gospel of the Beloved Companion, the Complete Gospel of Mary Magdalene. This is a life-changing book. Truly, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, will open your eyes in all sorts of ways. I'm very excited she's coming back before she moves to France. And she will be with us for an all-day workshop on Saturday, going over the Gospel of the Beloved Companion, doing a comparison with the other Gospels. She'll be our guest on Sunday for the 18th for Sunday services. I will interview her and ask her all the tough questions. And then she'll be leading a workshop that Sunday afternoon. There's an insert in your bulletin that tells all the details. Pick what works for you and really take advantage of her being here. She's really something. We have a special presentation to make at this time. Our beloved Peggy Watkins, who's very shy, but she's going to come on up here. Peggy has been our executive assistant here for the last almost 3 years. She has been my right-hand person, sort of the hub at the middle of the spoke of all that goes on here. And Peggy has decided that she'd like to be a little more retired, work a little bit less. And so she is moving on, and we just want to appreciate you because of all the beautiful, beautiful ways you have served us. Stand up, shall we? Let's give her our Christ blessing. And Peggy, what I want to say is you just have not only great skills, but just the most beautiful, giving heart. And I'm very sad to see you go, but don't be a stranger. And by the way, I bought these flowers, and it just happens to have a sticker on it that says freedom. Isn't that interesting? In the true spirit. So, beloved Peggy Watkins, together, we love you. We bless you.
We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you.
We love you, Peggy. Thank you, sweetheart. We have a new administrative assistant who Peggy's been training. Her name is Jennifer Gray, and hopefully she'll be with us next week, and you'll get an opportunity to meet her. Now we have one more announcement. Valerie Winters, our Board of Trustees president, has a special announcement for us. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I do have the honor and privilege of serving as your board president, and in accordance with the bylaws, I'm here to just give you a real brief overview of what's required to be a board member You have to have been a member for 2 years. You have to have done some volunteer work, usher, welcome team, service coordinator, platform host, or teacher. That's where I was in the Unity, and so I had to skip out a little bit early. Shirt, advertising. Okay. And there are packets in the narthex that you can pick up and you sign the clipboard so that we know that you picked it up. But what we're doing now is, in accordance with the bylaws, we open up the floor for nominations. And at the end of the service, nominations are closed. So if anybody wants to nominate themselves or someone else, please do so now. Don't be shy. We don't fight on the board, I promise. It's a lot of fun, sometimes a lot of work, but it's an enjoyable experience. Okay. And if you're shy and don't want to tell everybody you're interested, then please, oh, I'm sorry. Hazel Gaines. You have the option to accept or you can think on it. No pressure. You can just think on it if you like.
Nice.
Okay. Hazel's going to think about it. So, but if you'd like to nominate yourself and you're too shy to tell us, you can sign up in the narthex, pick up a packet. Martha Adams in the back is on the nominating committee along with Deb Amy, and you can talk to any board member as well.
Thank you. Valerie Winters, thank you. This is where we say goodbye to those watching online. Thanks for being with us today. Spread the word that you can watch online via our website, unirenaissance.org, or on our Facebook page. So thank you, bless you, have a great week, and we hope to see you next week. And now let's welcome in our children.